time for us to start. Oh no, and every beginning seems to come to an end. One time I try, it falls apart again. One time is all I get now. Cause I know you're not what I wish for now. You're something out of a fantasy, escape to mine. And I don't wanna fall in love, but I'll be fine. Maybe it was one thing, maybe it was two things. Maybe it's in the way that you look at me. 'Cause I spent my whole weekend figuring out your mess. And I don't wanna be there to hurt no more. And I count all the times that your eyes follow mine. And you follow blind until your heart still binds. And I'll define, putting my pride aside. If you put your love on the line, so will I. I'm scared of trying, I'm scared it might end. I hate the feeling when you're out of love. In love, in love, when you're out of love. In love, in love, in love. I just hope you, I just hope you, I just hope you feel what I feel. I count all the times that your eyes follow mine. That your eyes follow mine until your heart still mine. I'll define, putting my pride aside. Put your love on the line, so will I. Maybe it was one thing, maybe it was two things. Maybe it's in the way that you look at me. 'Cause I spent my whole weekend figuring out your mess. And I don't wanna be there to hurt no more. Skinny Asian counters, face goes up the mirror. But life is like a magazine, and I live in the fiction. And you compare so much to them, it's hard, I know. But when you are around me, it feels.
Hello and welcome back to the Give and Go. I'm your coach Reynoso here with my boy.
Soltero, what's up, guys?
Folks, we know that in football there are highs and lows. There are good and bad moments. There are beautiful and depressing moments in this game. And I think today's matches fully encapsulated that today, man, with Georgia pulling off an incredible result and qualifying into the round of 16, one of the best, most beautiful stories you could hope for in this sport. And Czech Republic going out in one of the craziest games of football I've ever witnessed, with so many players getting so many yellow cards. Turkey ending up winning this match 2-1, and Czech Republic leaving the field with their heads hanging low. Where should we start, my friend?
I don't even know, dude. I mean, this was a lot emotionally. So much was going on at the same time. All the referee drama in that Czechia-Turkey game. And then at the same time, Georgia was balling out against Portugal, getting 2 goals and ultimately winning that match. But I mean, let's start with the red card, right? That ultimately changed the game for Turkey, Czechia. I mean, a really harsh second yellow in my opinion. And so much so, I just think it's blatantly the wrong decision. And from that point out, Czechia were tasked with being down a man for 70 minutes.
The fastest red card in Euros history. I repeat, the fastest the fastest red card in Euros history. 20 minutes into the match, Barak gets red carded for his second yellow, and he is out of this match. And what we saw afterwards was just pure madness because the ref, for as much as we praise European referees, as I see in the chat being mentioned, got it wrong today, bro. Got it wrong today. And he lost complete control of this match, bro. Complete control with every player just flopping, just trying to sell fouls from that point forward, and the game getting very physical, players bickering, arguing, and just everything, madness happening. And that was the game that we were really focusing on because on the flip side, Georgia got an early 1-0 lead. And I think that's the best way to recap today's games is to go kind of at the same time chronologically what was happening because Georgia goes up through a Cavardadona banger, bro. He finally shows up at this tournament, and bro, he was possessed today. From the moments that I saw, he looked incredible, and he gave Georgia an early lead over what looked like Portugal's B or even C team.
Yeah, this is definitely Portugal's B team. Only a couple of starters in this match, pulling a Spain, basically. So, Portugal kind of didn't really need to get much from this match, let's be honest. But the way Georgia played in this match, so brave, so valiant. And to go up in the second minute with a gorgeous finish from Kvaratskhelia. I mean, who else other than probably the best Georgian player ever? What a moment for Georgia and the scenes after that goal. And honestly, the scenes for the rest of that match, every time I looked over to the laptop to see that game, I just saw Portugal go at Georgia. But it was either a beautiful Mamardashvili save or really good defending last ditch from that entire Georgian back line. Such good commitment from Georgia. And I mean, they saw this game out. Ultimately, it was a beautiful display.
And that's the thing for us, as much as people are going to say it was Portugal's B team, bro, like, I don't think Georgians care. Nobody cares. They did enough to get 3 points, and because of that, they qualified through, ultimately kicking Hungary out of this tournament, which I do think at the end of the day is deserved because looking at how both teams played in this tournament, Georgia fully deserves a round of 16 appearance. And so I'm actually really proud for them and I'm happy for them. W's in the chat for Georgia right now because this to me is one of the best stories in just all of international football. Their debut in this tournament and then make it out of the group stage. That's crazy, man. That's history.
We saw Tajikistan pull off a debut group stage advancement in the AFC Asian Cup 6 months ago. We now see Georgia do the exact same thing. And I agree. I am so happy for Georgia because they've played really entertaining football. They may not have the best offensive shape, but in transition, they are so fast and they can be very ruthless. They have such speed out on the flanks. And when you have a guy like Kvaratskhelia, it makes it that much more entertaining to see Georgia play. So I am so excited that they are able to get one more game at this Euros.
One more, man. One more. I don't care even if it is ultimately against Spain. I don't care, man. Like, I'm just so happy they get to say they went to the knockout stage. And so both these games go into halftime with Portugal and Georgia. Portugal down 1-0 to Georgia at half, and Czech Republic tied against Turkey 0-0. But what ensued in that second half for the Czech Republic-Turkey game was just pure madness, starting off with Çalhanoğlu scoring an insane goal off of a already incredible save that the goalkeeper had made on an Arda Güler shot. The goalkeeper gets injured in the process, gets back up, and Çalhanoğlu with an insane finish to put Turkey up 1-0. Being up a man.
Yeah, side boot, ruthless finish, a great hit from Çalhanoğlu, and Turkey everywhere just in absolute ecstasy. 1-0, and at that point, I'm just like, yeah, I mean, this kind of makes sense. They're down a man. It was going to be so hard for Czechia in general to get anything from this match. But honestly, after they went down 1-0, it was an excellent response from Czechia, truly. They fought so hard in this game, and ultimately, it's why I feel kind of bad. I mean, they were able to get back into this match. A really scrappy goal they were able to get from Souček, I believe.
They did, yeah.
And they get back into it 1-1, and then there was another moment where Czechia put the ball into the back of the net, but the referee calls it as a foul, but you see the replays back, and the Turkey players just fell. Yeah. There was no contact. It was just a self-trip. Czechia put the ball into the back of the net, but the ref says no.
The ref says no.
The ref says no, and it
man.
stays 1-1. And at that point, Czechia were exhausted. They had given absolutely everything, already down a man for over an hour. I mean, they did as much as they could. I do wonder, though, what would have happened if it was 11v11. I do think we see a different result.
Oh, yeah, dude. Oh, man. That's just, we got robbed of that. 70 minutes of full match time that we didn't get to see with 11 men on the pitch. And I agree with that point, dude. Czechia, when you think about the teams that have given everything in this last round, with Scotland and Hungary going at it until 10 plus minutes past 90 minutes, and you saw the players, Hanley just losing it, just bleeding on the sideline, crazy images. Italy, Croatia, the players on the floor by the end of the match. I don't know if any team gave more than Czechia in this game, dude.
I know.
By the end of it, I'd be fighting the Turkish people too, man.
Yeah.
Just because of the emotion, the passion, everything, the sweat and tears you put into this match, the way it was reffed. I just felt like they gave everything, bro. They tried the absolute best they could, and it just wasn't enough because at the end of the day, Turkey gets a second goal once the game was completely wide open. Turkey gets 3 points to end up in second place with 6 points, and Czechia gets kicked out of this tournament. And, bro, it's just crazy. They finished in last place. For every good story, there's a bad one. And I think it actually lands for Czechia in a negative tone because this game just didn't go the way that they had planned, bro. So I do feel sorry for them because they gave everything possible in this match to the point where I felt tired just watching them. I felt exhaustion for those players and the performance they put in.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm drained from it, man, because I was fighting out there with those Czechs, bro. I really wanted them to get a result because of that bravery that they showed. They gave absolutely everything, and you can't help but love that. And that's the beauty about international football. You really get to see something you don't really see at club level, where teams literally give their heart and soul out on that pitch. And that's what Czechia gave today. They should be very proud of this performance. Unfortunately, the ref got involved very early on in this match, and he played a major character throughout the rest of this game. That is not on the Czechs. It's also not on Turkey either, right? Turkey played the game that was put out in front of them. I think they didn't have a good game, though. I mean, I'm going to be completely honest. They were up a man the entire time, and there was like a 20-minute spell where it looked like Czechia were going to win the game. That can't happen for Turkey. And I think overall, this has been a very strange group stage for Turkey when you look at the 3 games that they've played.
I feel good about my hairline. I'm acknowledging that because I'm seeing that in the chat right now after the 3 performances I've seen from Turkey. I'm not saying they're a bad team. I'm not saying that at all. I actually think this team is pretty solid, honestly, and a good iteration of a Turkish side. Like, I like what I'm seeing from them. I like the talents that they have, but I'm still not worried. Not worried. I think ultimately going into a round of 16 matchup against Austria, and we will give our round of 16 predictions at the very end of this stream, so stick with us because I'm going to do polls for every matchup, and I want you guys to help us predict who you have winning this tournament. We have a bracket set up and everything. We're just going to cover the games that happened today, and then we're going to get into our predictions, but I'm not worried, bro. I'm not worried. After the performances I saw today, I think Turkey will still get eliminated in the round of 16 because I just don't think these performances have been that convincing outside of defeating Georgia 3-1.
Yeah, but I mean, the Georgia, not even that one, because Georgia put all of their men. That's why Turkey was able to get more goals. I think in general, that game was actually very tight. And then Turkey's put out weird changes against Portugal. They ultimately didn't want to win that game. And then in this, man, they were up a man for 70 minutes and struggled a bit. The flashes of Turkey look great, though, right? There's really good dribbling from Yildiz on the left. Güler looks super dangerous out on the right-hand side. Çalhanoğlu showed that he still can be very effective in front of goal. So there are really good points of Turkey, but I think collectively, I think they will struggle against a very good team.
Oh yeah, against a good unified team as the one that Austria represents. I don't think Turkey can match up to that level, but they do have good players. That's the biggest thing for me. They have Arda Güler, the fullback, the one that
Karaoglu.
Dude, that guy has been one of the best fullbacks at this whole tournament.
He's been so fun.
He's been so good. He's been so smart. I'm excited to see him play that role for Turkey for years to come. But I think they need to have a little bit more in the center back positions and maybe a little bit more in the midfield to help them really, really get to that top level that I know that they can reach one day. So that's it for Turkey, getting 3 points in this match. And on the flip side, Georgia ended up getting a penalty to then knock it in. Mikatauze, I think, is now leading the Golden Boot race in the Euros, scoring the penalty beautifully past Diogo Costa, and they go up not 1-0, but 2-0 on this Portuguese side. Just on paper, bro, that looks historic. Yeah. Georgia defeating Portugal. Beautiful moment, beautiful scenes.
I can't believe it, truly. Even if it was against the B team, Georgia a 2-0 win. And what's crazy is that they needed the win, right? A draw just wouldn't have been enough. They had to go out and beat Portugal outright, and they did it. They actually pulled it off. I'm so happy, and the way that they did it too, with just Kvaratskhelia, a banger. And yeah, I mean, it was a little bit soft on the penalty call, let's be honest, but Mikau Tadze comes up and puts it perfectly into the bottom corner. Georgia deserved this win full-heartedly.
I'm just so happy about this, man. I'm so happy about this because they've given us such entertaining games so far. At this point, there's nothing to lose. What can they do against Spain? Let's see. I'm just so excited to see what can they do against one of the hottest teams in this tournament. Let's look at the chat. Guys, make sure to thumbs up the stream. We're going to look at some super chats in the meantime. Thumbs up the stream. Give us a like if you like football drama because today fully encompassed that. Mateo Pegasus starts us off with earlier this tournament. I trusted the give and go for the group finishes. Now I'm homeless. I lost it all. Just kidding, guys. Keep up the good work. You guys, content has been awesome. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. It is crazy. I'm thinking about the group stage predictions. I think I have yet to get a full 1-4 group prediction right. Have you?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been crazy.
It's been some unpredictable
but
results,
that's what I'm loving about the Euros, and it's kind of what I said yesterday. Is this a year we see a non-favorite win it? Like a mid-tier European team, maybe like an Austria, or does Romania get to a semifinal? I don't know. Yeah, like this is what's so exciting about the Euros.
No, dude, Belgium didn't top their group.
No.
Romania got first. Like these things, Georgia qualifying through. Like these aren't things that I think most people would have predicted. I'd be stunned to find a channel that actually did predict those results because some crazy stuff is happening in Europe right now. El Rey Vélez says, Georgia did it, man. This is why I love this sport so much. I agree, bro.
Yeah.
Like, this is what that represents. Like, this is why we watch the sport. It's for moments like these, the moments that Georgia gave us today against a powerhouse in Portugal. So I agree with you, my friend. Jay Patel says, after today, best groups drama / action for Euros. I think today definitely had a lot of
the
drama.
The drama was ridiculous. For me, it like completely drained my life source. It just gave so much. There was a lot going on today in these last group stages.
And we knew it was coming for you. We knew it was coming, bro. You warned us a couple days ago.
I told you. I don't know if I can handle any more drama, man.
And we still have yet to talk about the Slovakia, Romania, and Ukraine, Belgium results, which we will get to after these super chats. Keenan Anderson says, went to bet a 2-0 result for Portugal winning and almost accidentally bet on a 2-0 Georgia win. Should have trusted my subconscious. Would have made bank. Dude,
that's funny, man.
I wonder, do you know what the payout would have been?
Specifically 2-0 has got to be a
2-0?
lot.
Oh, my God, dude. That would have fed your family for generations, bro. You would have been a millionaire with that prediction, bro. So close. Guys, let's get into the next string of matches. We have Slovakia facing off against Romania, Ukraine facing off against Belgium. That game ending 0-0. Slovakia, Romania ending 1-1. What did you guys think about these matches? Anything to say about Belgium, about Ukraine and their finishing woes, and Slovakia and Romania topping the group? What do you guys think? Because for the first time ever, all 4 teams in a Euros group finished level on points in Group B. That's crazy. That's history right there. And then also, Ukraine becomes the first team in Euros history to be eliminated with 4 points. That is insane. That is crazy. This group was pure drama, pure scenes. And I actually want to start with that Ukraine-Belgium match because for as dominant as we thought Belgium was going to be in this match, it was Ukraine that had the opportunities in the last 20 minutes where they were able to craft up some shots, almost had some crazy goals happen like a corner kick Olympico, but it just didn't fall for them, bro. It didn't fall for them. Their finishing wasn't there, and Ukraine ends up being the team that gets kicked out of this group.
Yeah, it's crazy because if Ukraine had scored in that moment, Belgium would have been knocked out.
Belgium goes home, bro.
That'd be an insane result, but this group is just nutty. It's such a bizarre group. All team on 4 points. And it was also the first time in Euro history that all teams were on 3 points going into the last match day. So this was such a strange group. And I'm kind of glad it ends with all 4 points. I think it just exemplifies what the performances have been like and how tight it truly has been. For Ukraine, though, this sucks. This sucks, man, because sure, they didn't. I do think they were the worst team in this group, if I'm being completely honest. So in that regard, I do think they deserve to be knocked out. But when you look at the points that they got, they only lost 1 game. They got a draw and they got a win. That's harsh. It's super harsh on Ukraine to get knocked out. It sucks. There's nothing else that can be said about that. But looking at this game as a whole, I think Ukraine were pretty non-existent in that first half. They tried a lot. Dovbyk had a lot of touches in the box, ultimately couldn't really do anything with it. Yaremchuk had moments where he should have shot towards goal, but instead elected to pass. There was a lot of good moments overall for Ukraine, but none of it led to anything concrete. Their best spell was in the last 15 minutes of the match, but even then, they couldn't just get that one final finish. They just couldn't be clinical when they ultimately needed to be. And so for that reason, unfortunately, Ukraine get knocked out. But for Belgium, I don't think this is a good game. This is not a good game for Belgium. I wanted to see so much more promise and progress based off of their second match and just build off of that performance. But I think they regress. For me, this was just as bad as their first match performance where, yeah, sure, they didn't lose the match, but they just didn't look good or fluid offensively.
I don't think it's a good sign, man. Like apparently the fans booed them off the field, the Belgian fans, and the performance we saw today, I think it's just so different. You compare it to like Portugal, for example. They were already set to go through, so they had 6 points. They could play their B team. They can play confidently. They can lose to Georgia at the end of the day and be fine. Yeah. But it felt like Belgium had that attitude today, like we don't really have to worry about the result today. We're good enough to pull it off. And I didn't like the how out of sync that offense looked with Jeremy Doku just unable to find Lukaku. They couldn't get on the same wavelength. De Bruyne was trying his same old clever passes, but really wasn't getting any final product from his players. And overall, the offense just looks so off, unlike what we saw in that Romania match, which is really disappointing. And then also, like, I guess an energy, a passion, I think, is missing for this side that I think is what the fans are harping about, because they just didn't look like they really care that much, man. Or I don't know. I think they're missing another emotional element to their game that I see other top teams have. And so you mix that with their lack of unity, I get really worried about this Belgian team, and because, like you mentioned earlier, they were a Ukraine goal away for getting knocked out, and it barely seemed like they knew that.
Yeah, and what's even more bizarre for Belgium is after the game ended, there was a really intense huddle where Coach Domenico Tedesco got all of the Belgian players together in a circle. He pushed out the cameras, and then they had this, I don't know what it was, some sort of post-game talk right out on the pitch, and it looked very intense. And I think that just kind of shows you something's mentally off for Belgium. And I think Tedesco is trying to reel them in because they have to perform better in the round of 16, especially when you consider, I think they now have to play France.
They now have to play France, and they get put in that tough side of the bracket. I mean, Belgium has to wake up now, otherwise they will see themselves going home in this tournament. All Doku does is the stanky leg, says Cali Borito, no end product. Lukaku is in his World Cup performance again. He has yet to score the tournament. He just can't get the goal, man.
He had an early opportunity in this match, but again, kind of fluffed the shot, didn't get any purchase on it, and that was pretty much it. It was just a lot of disconnection between him, De Bruyne, and Doku.
Yeah, and as an Openda lover, I'm still waiting for him to get his true opportunity. I don't know if we'll ever see it. I think Lukaku just has that starting position like safe, I feel like, with Tedesco, but Openda's so good, man. I would love to see what he can do with the chances that Lukaku is given, or maybe if he has a better chemistry even with like Doku, De Bruyne, and Yannick Carrasco runs all the way up sometimes too. So Belgium ends up disappointing. Ukraine goes home with heartbreak in this game. And on the flip side, we have Slovakia facing off against Romania, and Slovakia starting off this game by getting a goal behind Duda in a classic Slovakian way. The way we've seen this whole tournament, long ball into the box, nice header into the back of the net, and Slovakia sees themselves go up until finally Romania gets a penalty, and they score off the penalty, making it 1-1. The rain in this game was crazy.
Yeah,
the rain in this game was crazy.
Torrential storm for like 20 minutes in the second half. But that penalty call, I will say, I don't fully agree with it. I thought the contact was clearly outside. I think the ref said the contact continued into the box. So therefore, the penalty was called. Either way, that's not on Romania. I think that's just more on the ref. But Romania, I think either way would have found themselves getting into the round of 16. They've played very solidly over this group stage. I'm very excited to see what they can do because unlike Belgium, they look very organized. They look very collective. They just may not have the same quality out on the wings, but they look completely unified. And I think that will go a long way in this tournament since so many big teams seem so disconnected.
Yeah, I think Romania is another great story in the tournament now, topping the group.
Yeah.
That just, I don't think anybody predicted that, dude. Maybe getting second, but topping the
Topping
group
the
is
group's nuts.
ridiculous. And I guess it does show that they really did have a good system in place that led to them having such a good Euros qualification, because that was my question. Is Romania real? As a country, as a people, it definitely is real. I've come to learn that. And in the footballing sense, they definitely are a formidable side. So credit to Romania. Big result here, topping the group. Yet another really good story in the Euros. And Slovakia too, even, man. They've been a formidable side too. And they played really good football too. Really good defense. And just having that knack for finding kind of weird goals, man. Like the goal they got against Belgium. And now this one, they'll get their goal. I don't usually know how, but they'll get it. And then they'll just keep themselves in the match with their defense. So they've got a good system in place too, and they're set to face off against England in the round of 16.
Exactly. And just like Romania, Slovakia are so collective. And as you said, they have a very specific plan. It's just get the ball into the box, use Hadeslin's ability out on that left wing, and try and get a goal in that manner. And then from there, trust the defense. And they have a really good defense. So for Slovakia too, I think there'll be a hell of a battle for England.
Let's do daily awards real quick. We're going to speed through these things because we're going to do a round of 16 preview and prediction with you guys. So let's do daily awards real quick. Goal of the day. What was the best goal of the day? Was it Kvaratskhelia? Meaningful goal early on. I'm thinking, what else did we see? We saw the Slovakia header.
Çalhanoğlu's goal was dirty.
It was
dirty.
Actually, if we're talking about technique, you're right. You're right. I don't know why my mind just went past that, but you're right. I think that has to be the winner.
I'd say the winner on that one, yeah.
That has to be the winner. Çalhanoğlu gets the win for goal of the day. Performance of the day. Kvaratskhelia on this one?
Give me Kvaratskhelia, man. Oh, my
Okay.
God. The amount of times he was able to retain the ball in the midfield and just duke 3-4 Portuguese players and then getting the goal. It's fantastic from Kvaratskhelia today. If he plays like that against Spain, honestly, Georgia might be able to get at least one goal.
Yeah. And I've been waiting for that. I'm not saying that he was bad in the first two games. I just don't think he got enough, essentially, service, because they're very defensive in those first two matches. He finally got his opportunities today, and he stepped up in a classic Cavaradona way, and his touches in the midfield were ridiculous. There's a part where he, juked out 3 fucking midfielders. It was a beautiful thing to see. Cavaradona, when he's on it, one of the funnest players to watch, and I'm glad that he's got that momentum going now into the round of 16. Game of the day. Does it go to Czech Republic versus Turkey? Portugal, Georgia? Because I don't want to talk about the other two games.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the Czech game was so interesting because we were just robbed of what really could have happened with that red card. Whereas in Georgia, it just looked like a crazy party for Georgians. And honestly, Mamardashvili, as a lot of people are mentioning in the chat, had another good game where he's just fully locked in and looking so confident in that 6-yard box. So maybe low-key, maybe that Georgia-Portugal game.
Yeah, I'm down for that, for the story and the scenes and the players running onto the field at the very end, and just the moments of, scoring that first early goal and then going up 2-0. Once he got that second goal, I was like, there's no way, dude.
I know.
That's crazy.
It's so cool.
It's so cool. Such a good moment. I'm down for Portugal, Georgia for game of the day. Folks, it's time. Round of 16 predictions for the Euros 2024. I'm excited about this, man, because we have some banger matchups waiting for us. Let's look at the bracket, producer Rudd. Who do we have to start off? Let's start on the left side here. We have Spain facing off against Georgia. If we can do a poll for that, that'd be appreciated as well, producer Rudd. Spain versus Georgia. Who do you guys have winning this matchup? No more draws are available here for you guys anymore. It has to be a winner. Does Spain continue their incredible campaign so far, or does Georgia pull off an even crazier upset and defeat the Spanish side?
What's funny is that this might be Spain's first match where they play against an actually good offense, because Italy just don't really have an offense. Croatia don't have an offense. And Albania tried, but it was tough for them. Georgia might be able to actually do something just because of the players and the way that they transition. That'll, I think, will make this game really entertaining. But unless Mamardashvili has the craziest game ever in Euro history, I have Spain winning this match.
He's going to have to withstand so much pressure.
So much. But he's going to have to get 20 saves.
20 saves, but hey, he's playing against the country where he plays his football. Maybe he has a statement to make, but the class difference. The class difference is way too big here. Way too big. I do see Spain getting a result here, but man, if Georgia can just make it tight for like 70 minutes and then it just becomes a back and forth game, dude. Like, oh, I'd be losing my mind watching this match. I do have Spain winning this. Looks like the chat agrees. Spain at 76%, Georgia at 24%.
I just wish Georgia had played anybody else. Anyone other than Spain or Germany, I think Georgia would have had a genuine chance. But the way Spain are playing, they look like they're going all the way to the final.
Yeah, they really do. That sucks. It
sucks, man.
It's so unfortunate because we've come to love this Georgian side. They deserve. They would have been so happy to face off against like, I don't know, Denmark, Austria, Netherlands even. But Spain is just way too good right now, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Next matchup that we have is Germany going up against Denmark. Who wins between Germany and Denmark? The tournament hosts going up against, is it second or third place from their group? Denmark.
Denmark's, right, I believe, in second.
They got second. Yeah, they got second, right? Yeah. So Denmark going up against Germany. For me, it's kind of like the Spain-Georgia one. I have Germany winning this one because they've been so good this entire tournament.
I actually have Denmark as the weakest team in the round of 16. They just don't really give much. They have a lot of midfield fight, but the way Germany are flowing offensively and the scenes that they create with that home crowd behind them, Germany's winning this all day long. Denmark have no chance.
Yeah,
no chance.
The lack of creativity in that final third for Denmark, I don't like. Offensively, I don't like their offense. And Germany is just so strong right now with that fan base behind them, dude. I think they can do anything in this tournament. I see them as potential favorites as well, alongside Spain. And it looks like the chat agrees with Germany at 96%.
Good.
96.
No, that's good.
Denmark at 5. Let's move on to the next game where we have Portugal going up against Slovenia. Portugal finishing in first in their group. Slovenia finishing off in third. This should be an interesting matchup, my friend. This should be an interesting one.
I'm going Slovenia, man.
Epa!
Truly. Now, logically, I actually see this game as 50-50, maybe 60-40 in Portugal's favor just because they have players like Vitinha, you have players like Rafael Leao. But the way Slovenia have played so far in this group stage, they are here to fight. Portugal haven't fully convinced. I think this game is 50-50, but I'll be cheering for Slovenia.
I'm cheering for Slovenia. The folks know how I feel about Portugal, but I'm not out on Portugal in this matchup. Not this one yet. I think they figure this one out with their full starting 11. I think Portugal clutches this result against a team that they should be beating, but I'm not saying that Slovenia will be easy at all. Slovenia will make this very tough, and it's the reason why I praise them in the group stage is because of their team unity, how they work together as a full 11. It's so fun to watch, and hey, it's your boy Jan Oblak.
Jan Oblak, man, and I got to root for my boy. Atletico Madrid, one of the best keepers in the modern game. Hope he shows out for Slovenia.
Yeah. Abhishek Sharma says Portugal cannot be trusted. Portugal is overrated. Says Alejo, Slovenia is here. Good for them. I mean, yeah, Slovenia. Wow, we have the chat actually really going for Slovenia here, but the poll ultimately has Portugal at 72%, Slovenia at 28%. So I'm going Portugal on this one. Moving on to the next one, we have a banger. France facing off against Belgium. Banger alert right here. Banger alert between two teams with very strong narratives behind them. A lot of drama. Haven't been playing the most convincing football. I would say that Belgium has been playing less convincing football than France. But still, either way, they haven't amounted to the level of play that we've expected out of them. It's time to get an answer as to who's going to step up and who wants this tournament more, because both these teams have the lights and the pressure on them.
Yeah, this is going to be so fun. Belgium fucked up by not topping their group, bro. They really did. But, I mean, give me France here. And I know France have not dazzled at all in this tournament, but they have shown to be locked in defensively. And Belgium have shown to not be able to finish their chances. So I think this actually plays into France's favor all the way. I don't think it'll be a blowout or anything like that. Belgium will create chances and they will make it difficult for France. But the way this tournament has been going, maybe it'll be 0-0 for a long time, but I think France are going to win this 10 times out of 10.
Damn. Yeah, this is a rematch of the 2018 World Cup semifinals, France and Belgium. But the thing is here, I actually agree with one of these comments. GD Plasman says this will be the last act for the failure of the Belgium golden generation. The last act. They're going to be like, this is our last show. Enjoy it. but we will once again disappoint at a major tournament with a round of 16 exit. Unfortunately, it's to one of the best sides in Europe and France, but I do have France winning this matchup. They're still my pick to win this tournament, regardless of how good Spain and Germany have been. I think France will finally find their full momentum, their top level, and they will deliver in this match because Belgium will test them. That's the thing.
Yeah, they will.
Test
They
them,
will.
and the pressure will be on them. And so I think France figures a way to win this match. So I'm going France. Chat has France at 76%, Belgium at 23%. Completely agree with you guys. Completely. Next matchup is Romania facing off against the Netherlands. That's a matchup I don't think I've ever seen.
Yeah, this will be really fun. I just think the way the Netherlands ended the group stage with a loss against Austria really showed that they still have things to figure out. Their midfield, I think, is a little too loose. It's too weak. And unfortunately, they're playing against a very physical side in Romania. I think this game's 50-50. Netherlands still have a lot of offensive weapons. Depay can score. Gakpo looks actually pretty good this tournament. Xavi Simons has to play. He's their fluid, dynamic player up front. So I think that's how the Netherlands will get joy, but Romania will get joy by dominating the midfield physically. This game's 50-50 for me, but give me Romania because of the story. Give me Romania.
I haven't picked an upset yet. I think I want to pick it here, man.
Yeah.
I want to pick it here. I mentioned that for Netherlands, they're just so wide open. I can't trust their defense despite the names on there. They can score, though. They can definitely score, but the whole team, Koeman doesn't seem to have them really checked in, and his selections have been kind of questionable so far with who he started. If he gets it wrong in this game, Romania can definitely take advantage. I got to go with one upset. I think I'm going to go Romania beating the Netherlands here, man.
Let's go.
That'd be crazy. Romania in the quarterfinals?
Yeah.
That'd be nuts. But the poll is really close. Holy moly. I've never said that word before. Holy moly. Romania at 52%. Netherlands at 47%.
That's going to be fun.
Netherlands looks horrible defensively. Romania goes through and becomes the dark horse, says Diego. Romania 2-0. Woo! Oh, man, this would be crazy. If Netherlands get their head straight, they'll win. If not, well, ... says Pepin. Dude, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, Netherlands needs to figure it out now. Romanian semis, that's what I want to see, says Tudor. This is going to be crazy, man. This is going to be crazy, but I do agree. I have Romania out. You have Romania out, and it looks like the chat also had Romania out. That's crazy. Let's see what the next matchup is going to be. It's Austria going up against Turkey. Austria, a team that we've labeled as a dark horse in this tournament, and Turkey, a team that's trying to enter that conversation of becoming a dark horse as well. Who ends up winning this matchup? Let me know, chat.
I'm curious to see what the people say, but I have Austria. I think Austria are one of the strongest underdogs in this round of 16. They ended up topping the group, right, with France and the Netherlands in that same group. So for me, Austria just have looked so good. They're so collective in that midfield. They employ a really nice press. And as I said yesterday, they can score from anywhere, whether it's from Mwene, the fullback positions, pushing up, Baumgartner doing something tricky in the midfield, Arnautovic as the focal point. They have so many good players. Sabitzer can pop into the box out of nowhere. Austria are looking like a really, really good team.
Folks, y'all know where I stand on this Turkish team. And y'all know what the bet I made with them was. If they make it past the round of 16, I will go to Turkey and get a hair transplant. Therefore, I do not have this team defeating the mighty, the galactic, the incredible, the unforgivable Austrian side. This team is going to play like prime Madrid. I'm going all Austria in this match 10 times out of 10. It's time to shut down this Turkish atmosphere, this Turkish emotion, this Turkish passion that we've been seeing at the Euros that has been so beautiful. It's time to put an end to it, my friend. It's time to put an end to it because I care too much for my sanity, for my budget, and for my hair. Because I'm 100% convinced that this Turkish side, since before the tournament started, was destined for a round of 16 exits. So I'm going all in on the Turkish downfall, and I have Austria winning this matchup. And actually, beyond the bet, I actually do think they're the better team.
Yeah.
It's that simple for me.
Yeah.
Chad has Austria at 85%. 85. Well done, folks. Well done. And Turkey at 16. I'm cheering for Austria just for you, Reynoso, says Diego. That's what I'm talking about. I need my give and go gophers to get out of the mud right now and help support your boy, man, because I'm not trying to fly all the way to Turkey right now, man. I can't afford that right now, man. I got too much work to do. I'm trying to stay at home. So let's go Austria in this match. Goodbye to Turkey in this round. And finally, we have England facing off against Slovakia. You've picked two upsets so far, I believe, with Slovenia winning and Romania winning. Do you go for a third upset here with Slovakia ending England's run.
I think this will just be another tight game like all of England's games have been. This could be 0-0 for a long time. It could be 1-0 to Slovakia, 1-0 to England. Honestly, this one might be a draw. Just the way England are playing, they don't look like scoring, but defensively they have been really good. We cannot deny that. Slovakia do not have the best offense out of these round of 16 teams. They're good though. There's some genuine quality that can threaten England, and that's what's going to make this game very tight. But I say England go through. I don't know how. Maybe 1-0, maybe penalties, or maybe they wake up, right? Maybe finally this is the moment. But I say either way, England go through.
I think they win 2-0, 3-0. Actually, I think, and not so much them waking up, but just I think the class difference has to show in this game. It has to. Like, it's a round of 16 matchup. These players
but it
have played,
hasn't shown all tournament.
But the group stage is much different than knockout stage moments, where it's 90 minutes of high pressure football. These English players have played in that level for a long time now. Slovakia not so much. And I think that might show itself. So, yeah, they'll win 2-0, maybe 3-0. I don't think it'll be super convincing. Maybe they're not flowing the way that we want them to. But I do think they get the result. I think England gets the result today because I just don't see enough threat from Slovakia specifically. If it was Romania, if it was maybe Slovenia, maybe a little bit more there. But for Slovakia, I think this is where the road ends for them. But the chat does think it's close. And I agree, though. I can agree with that as well. England at 54%, Slovakia at 47%. England has a bad history of losing in penalties, says Francis. History has taught me that England choke. They will do it here. England will beat themselves more than Slovakia beat them.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some bold predictions being made, but I just don't see that happening yet. I could see it in the quarters, though, for me personally.
Yeah.
Chat, what are y'all saying? What else you have? Phil Foden has passed the ball to the goalkeeper more than Harry Kane. Is that a real stat?
That's actually crazy.
3 times to the keeper more than Kane? That's crazy.
In the last game, Jude Bellingham had 0 chance creations.
Yeah, I saw you at that.
0. Yeah. And I think that's just going to continue unless they truly wake up. But it's going to take a lot. And Slovakia is not going to make it easy.
Yeah, Jude Smellingham. He reeks this tournament, bro. Switzerland against Italy is the last matchup that we have. Switzerland versus Italy. Let me know who you guys think wins this matchup. The last matchup to predict with Switzerland having a really good performance in Group A, coming in second right behind Germany, and Italy saving themselves in the final minute in that match against Croatia with the last minute goal from Sakagni to qualify into the round of 16. What's the prediction here, my friend? What is the prediction here? Is it a Swiss victory?
Italy just can't score. Right? They've shown that throughout this group stage. And it makes sense when you look at the players that they have at their disposal. They have a good midfield, but it's not necessarily the most creative, most dynamic. And then there's no Calafiori. And he's been immense, not just defensively, but also passing out from the back and breaking that first line of defense. He's gone. So the defender in place will be fine defensively, but he will not supply the same passing that Calafiori does. That's going to be a big miss for Italy. Whereas the Swiss, well, they already have a very good defense, and they've actually been very good offensively this whole tournament. Getting a draw against Germany in that last game, I think, really proved that the Swiss are here to play. Give me Switzerland over Italy.
Yeah, and I completely agree with you. Like, completely. I think the logical prediction, the logical answer has to be Switzerland with how well they played, the performances they put through. I don't know, man. Italy in tournament football, it gets really interesting. They get really interesting once they make it this far into the tournament, right? If it's a World Cup and they're not there, then they don't have any impact. But if it's a Euros, kind of like last time, like, they just get results. And you have Donnarumma in between the sticks just keeping you in matches. I know Calafiori won't be there, but just knowing how Italians generate good defenders, I'm sure another defender will just step up and try to take on that role. Maybe not as well, but will do his best. I just see them keeping this game really, really close. And then maybe Sakagni, maybe a player just steps up and saves in the same way that we just saw in their last match. I'm gonna try to get the Italy prediction going here.
You're going Italy?
Going Italy on this one. But I agree though. Switzerland is the favorite. Should be the favorite going into this one. I just think maybe it's one of those tournament madness type things where something unpredictable happens and the weaker team wins. I think Italy gets that victory in this match. Chad has Switzerland at 66%. Italy at 34. I think that's a good indication of where both teams stand going into this game. But the round of 16 is going to be ridiculous. Drop your tournament champions down below. Let me see where you guys stand on the tournament champions as of right now. Now that we have the bracket, now you can see where these players are going, where these teams are going to go, who they're going to face in the next few rounds. Drop your tournament predictions. Who is winning it? Because I'm still going to stick to France. You can put it in the record books. You can write it down. I'm sticking to France. Soltero, where are you going as of now?
I'm with Germany.
You're going Germany?
Yeah, I've been Germany ever since I saw them play their first game. Like it's just they've been mesmerizing. Spain also looked very good though. And that's gonna be a crazy quarterfinal matchup if we got our predictions correct.
Yeah, Romania, Spain, Germany, France. I'm seeing Austria. Austria's got to be top three picks, you know.
And
If it's not France, then maybe I go to Austria.
And if you look at the bracket that they're on, bro, Austria could honestly get to the final. They have the quality.
Wow.
They just don't have the experience. And I think that's what's going to make Austria's journey at this Euro knockout stage crazy.
Yeah, even Germany, even Spain, like they're gonna go through a rigorous side of the bracket to get to the final. Whereas for Austria, you know, you defeat Romania, then you play Netherlands or Romania. Austria, you defeat Turkey, and then you play Romania or Netherlands, and then from there, damn, it's actually looking really good, man.
It's looking, and you could say the same thing for Italy, England, Switzerland too.
Damn.
If they get to that quarterfinal stage, you'll have a very even semifinal, and what a chance to get to a Euro final.
Yeah, man. Portugal, I'm getting shouts for Portugal. Germany, it seems like we have predictions, honestly, for every single team in the round of 16. So that's what's exciting about the Euros.
Yeah.
It could be a favorite, or it could be a second tier or lesser known side like Austria, for example. I love it, man. It's getting so exciting. Guys, thank you so much for joining the chat. We've gone a little long now, so we're going to end it here. Before that, we're going to acknowledge some super chats. Producer Red just winded up. He almost hit me. He said, we got to talk to the super chats. Eddie Fifi says, Romania jinxed all the group stage results. Does he mean by the fact, how does he mean that?
I don't know. Maybe just by topping the group, they've flipped it around a little. Now they're on the other side of the bracket, right? And Belgium are now on the tougher side, if you will.
Eddie Fifi once again says, Belgium is a new Manchester United for the national team. All big players, no results when it matters. Dude, I actually feel a very similar feeling. Yeah, I feel very similar feeling.
And again, the way that Tedesco gathered the players at the end of the match was so bizarre, man. It's not positive. You don't like seeing that if you're a Belgian fan, being like, all right, like our players don't look good right now mentally. That cannot be promising when you have to play France.
De Bruyne's like flipping the fans off at the tunnel. He's just like, God, things are weird, bro. Things are weird in Belgium. They've been weird for a while. Keenan Anderson says, gotta bet Georgia to beat Spain 2-0.
He's gotta keep that bet going. Hey, honestly, man, do it.
At this point,
do it, bro.
Do it. You bet $10, and you'll make good money on that, and you won't lose a lot if you're wrong. I like that. Bet that. Adrian says, it's going to be harder for Netherlands to win against Romania. I hope Romania win 1-0. I agree.
I agree, man.
You agree?
There's a good chance.
Most of the chat honestly agrees. We're here for the Romanian rise, if you will. And I'd love to see Netherlands get knocked out early in this tournament. Tarek Dajani says, does Ronaldo deserve the start versus Slovenia? Interesting question. For me, it's just mainly the backup options. I don't think there's really talent that's like for how with Lukaku, you have Openda, who's been playing great right now. I think that's a formidable argument. But for Ronaldo, I'm just like, are you really going to go Gonzalo Ramos? You know, is it Jota? Jota could be the guy, but he usually plays better on the wings. Who's really that replacement if you're not playing Ronaldo is my only question.
I have the exact same take. I won't even add more to that. I just think the depth isn't there in that position. So why not play one of the best players of all time? His IQ is still there. So I'd still start Ronaldo.
Yeah, because during the World Cup, it made sense because Ramos was balling out of Benfica, and we really didn't have a good indication of how he had played with the international team. But now that we've seen him, it's like, okay, we don't have to sacrifice the GOAT for Gonzalo Ramos, my friend. Exactly. We don't. Christopher Molina says, mark my words, Soltero, Ronaldo will score. I mean, bro, come on, man. If it's not now, then when? I know he's been holding out so far.
If he's on the pitch, there's always a chance. He makes such good runs. His reception is fantastic, but these Euro defenses have been tight on his ass, man, and they make it really difficult for him, bro. So, and especially Slovenia will not let him breathe. But whether he scores or not, I think that'd be fun.
No, yeah, it'd be fun. The season would be
crazy to see Ronaldo score.
And the Ronaldo fanboys would be in our chat. And honestly, I love that because we haven't seen them yet.
Yeah.
Guys, the Euros are heating up. Let us know any of your final thoughts on today's matches on the round of 16 because we are about to go and catch the Copa America matches that follow. So till next time, guys, we will see you soon. Like the stream on your way out, and peace.